From a Weedtuber going homeless because of an internet beef to one of the biggest Weedtubers in the world being part of a dangerous juggalo group, or a Weedtuber quitting everything and becoming a cop. Well, we're going to talk about that. This is the Weedtuber Iceberg Explained. As always, if you're not sub, stop being a butthole Steve. So a few things before we get into the video. I want to talk about how I structured this video because I personally made the iceberg myself. So when I was making the iceberg, I used two things mostly to make it: the obscurity of the story and the darkness of the story. Now, there are going to be a few times where I just mention a Weedtuber, but most of the time it's stories within the Weedtube community. So let's get into the video. So the surface area, or the first layer of the iceberg, is known by people outside the community. People who don't even smoke know these people, and that's why it's the surface area. So first off, we have Dopazola. Dopazola is the #1 Weedtuber in the world with over 1.5 million subscribers, and probably going to be the first Weedtuber ever to hit 2 million subscribers, and he has 100 million views on his main YouTube channel, and that's not even counting his other channels. He also has a podcast called the Dope as Usual podcast, which he interviews people who are outside the community, which allows him to be known outside the community. Eric Khan. Eric Khan is a Weedtuber with over 1 million subscribers and is the co-host of Pine Park. And Pine Park's a weed and gamer hub, basically like a podcast type show, and has allowed him to be known in different communities, like the gaming community. Fulcrum. Fulcrum's a Weedtuber with 1 million subscribers and is known all over the internet, and that's because he blew up off of a meme. And you might know him for his clips over on TikTok of him taking crazy blinkers inside of Target, or you might know him for being on Aiden Ross's stream. However you know him, he's just one of the first Weedtubers to be in mainstream media. Custom Grow 420. Custom Grow 420 is a Weedtuber that is an OG. He's been on YouTube forever, and he's actually the first Weedtuber to ever hit 1 million subscribers on a YouTube channel. And from what I've seen online, a lot of people treat Custom Grow 420 as YouTube folklore. And you know, they might be clowning him, but at least they're recognizing him. So below the surface level, this second layer is not going to be known by people outside the community. For a lot of these things, you kind of have to be in the community to know them. Adam Mill. Adam Mill was one of the first people online doing weed content creation, and he helped pioneer the scene to what it is today. And he's been the #1 choice for a lot of really big cannabis events for their hosts. Weedtube website. The Weedtube website was created in 2018 for online weed content creators. You could go there and post any video you want with cannabis and not get taken down. It had hype at first, but over time it kind of died out, and as of recently, the website has completely shut down. Nate 420 drama. Nate 420 is a Weedtuber with over 300k subscribers, and it's easy to say his actions have part in him going homeless. It first started with him beefing with the biggest people in the scene, beefing with Goblin, beefing with Eric Khan, beefing with Dopazola, and doing some petty stuff that is super scummy for someone to do. And there happens to be multiple clips out there of Nate 420 abusing his dog. And you can't forget how he made a song called Everybody is a Pedophile, where in the song he's basically saying that pedophiles deserve help. And because of all that, Nate 420 is not liked in the community, and he's not been able to make money for a while on his YouTube channel. So he's gone homeless, and as of recently, he's living in his car. Young Mike Mr. THC beef. This alludes to when the rapper slash Weedtuber Young Mike and the Weedtuber with over 600k subscribers, Mr. THC, got into an online back and forth. At one point, these two were really close friends. They made a bunch of videos with each other, but because of a personal fallout, they started beefing online, and because of this, it led to a lot of disruption in the Weedtube community. These two could not be at the same place to each other, so events, one of them was not going to that event. Undisclosed sponsorships. This is when someone makes a piece of content, and they're usually using a product or doing something, and they're trying to make the video as genuine as possible, but in reality, they would never be using that product or be doing that thing if it wasn't paid for. And in the past 2 or 3 years, a lot of Weedtubers have picked up this practice. The cart community. The cart community is a group of people that revolve their content around using carts, and some of the people that help grow the community that you know are Eric Khan, Mr. THC, Shelby, Fulcrum, and as of recently, a lot of people have been making content revolving around carts. Gen 2. Gen 2 refers to the second generation of Weedtubers, and I would say a lot of these Weedtubers are the biggest in the community. You have Aircon, you have Dovaziola, you have Mr. THC, you have Brawl OG, you have Shelby. Just some of the biggest names in the community are in the second generation of Weedtubers. The bottom of the iceberg. This layer is really not going to be known by people outside the community, and might not be known by people in the community. Ruben Smokes collapsed lung. Ruben Smokes is a smaller Weedtuber in my generation, and yes, he did at one point revolve his content around cards. Not so much anymore, but at one point he did. And because of that, his lung collapsed. Well, it wasn't just because he was smoking cards. Ruben lives in New York, and as you know, illegal states are going to have some real shady ass cards, and that probably led into why his lung collapsed. But he also was taking a lot of blankers every day. He was like hitting the blanker and getting that metal tasting, if you know what I mean. So it was a combination of multiple things that led to it. Gen 1. Gen 1 refers to the first generation of Weedtubers, the pioneers in the scene, the first people doing weed content creation on YouTube. The big ones are like Adam Mill, Custom Grow 420, Harry Dabs, you have Hash Bean. Some people put X Cody in there. I would too. He's been making content forever. Whoever you want to put in that list, you can. It's just people who's been making content on YouTube revolving around weed forever. Gen 3. This refers to the third generation of Weedtubers, the newest gen. I would put myself in there, but some of the big names in this generation are LMC, Strange Show, Fulcrum, which is the biggest. You have Jared Torres, you have Pizza Brian, you have Tay Stay High. Just some of the big names in this generation. Haley 420 OnlyFans. Haley 420 is a Weedtuber with over 800k subscribers, and she's a pretty big content creator, and a lot of people in the community know her. But what a lot of people don't know is she completely quit making content for OnlyFans. With YouTube being how they are with weed content, it's completely understandable. Anytime she would upload a video over on YouTube, it would get age restricted. She was probably making her living off of sponsorship money, and you know, it was probably just a better idea for her to focus her time on OnlyFans than rather YouTube videos. Custom Grow 420 jail. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you know who Custom Grow 420 is, but what a lot of people don't know is he spent some serious time in prison, 41 months to be exact. In the early 2000s, a young Custom Grow 420 would befriend a group of people known as Juggalos. And if you don't know what the Juggalos are, they're basically like a group of people that worship a artist group, and some of them are just like casual fans. You know, they like the music, they like dressing up, but some of them take it to a whole new level. It just happened that Custom Grow 420 was in that group, and with this group, Custom Grow 420 would do some pretty crazy shit that led him to prison. At the end of his crime spree, he would be charged with 9 robberies in the first degree and 6 assault charges. And even with a really good lawyer, he got 41 months in prison. But he understands that he fucked up, and he knows that he did wrong and he deserved that time in prison. Aircon fake video. This refers to Aircon's most popular video on his YouTube channel, the 1 gram cartridge in one sitting video. And if you didn't know, the video is fake. They actually don't smoke a whole cart in one video. They swap it out at the end. And in a live stream, he would talk about how they faked the video. But understand this, no one cares that he faked the video. Personally, I think the video is really good and everybody should go watch it. But it did happen, and here's the clip.
Y'all are tripping on some fucking other shit. Hey, if you guys want me to be 100% honest, I never thought that I would admit this, but I'm pretty fucking high right now. To be 100% honest, on the cools, Romeo, don't clip this. My 1 gram in a cartridge sitting video, we smoked that shit for like 30 minutes, and then I whipped out an empty ass cart, and I was like, alright, let's fucking...
The Abyss. This layer is not going to be known by most people. Some of this stuff I barely know about, and I researched a lot for this video. Hashbean 420. Hashbean 420 is a real OG in the scene, and a lot of people don't know. This guy was pulling hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube back in 2009. You know how crazy that is? And there for sure wasn't anyone doing weed content pulling that amount of views back in 2009. But even though he heavily influenced the scene to where it is today, and he was getting that amount of views back in the day, there's probably only going to be a handful of people watching this video that actually know him. Goblin's Discord. Now, I don't think Goblin intended any of this to happen, obviously, and he probably doesn't feel proud about it. That's probably why the Discord got shut down, so just understand that while I'm telling this story. With Goblin's content revolving around life stories, and that content revolving around hard drug usage, it's going to bring some people in who also relate with those stories, and it just happens getting a bunch of your fans who do hard drugs in a Discord isn't the best idea. It led to a bunch of hardcore drug usage in the Discord during live calls, and let's be completely honest, if something did go bad, like someone dying because of OD, then like part of the blame would go to Goblin for allowing that environment to exist, and Goblin knew that, so he shut down the server. Indicate being the cop. Indicate was a really big Weedtuber at one point, and he had a catalog of classic videos, but at the height of his career he took a break to focus on his life, and most people thought it was just a break, but after a while he deleted all of his videos off his channel and only had one video, a workout video, and you actually can't find that video today. Now he would come back eventually, but it wouldn't be long lived. But like I said, it wasn't for very long. He came back for like a month and then left, and until recently we haven't heard much from him. And what we did hear is that he's actually trying to become a cop. He's hit up a few VTubers. The one that I know about is Mr. THC, and he's been asking them to take down their videos that they have together because he doesn't want his face connected to weed. I got hit up by a viewer of mine and Indicate's sharing a clip with me of Mr. THC talking about how Indicate hit him up and was asking him to take down the videos of them together smoking.
We're gonna talk about it, bro. So basically, Indicate messaged me maybe a month ago, a month to 2 months ago. He was like, "Dog, I'm getting into law enforcement." He was gonna be a cop. He's like, "Can you please delete the videos that we have together?" And I was like, "Okay." So I deleted him. But dude, the homie's literally gonna be a cop. I thought that was crazy, bro.
Mr. Tight. Mr. Tight is a OG on YouTube. He's been making content revolving around weed since 2006, like when the website first started. And he's the grandfather of growing weed on YouTube. I would confidently say he was the first person growing weed on YouTube. And because a lot of his videos getting deleted off of YouTube, a lot of people don't know about him. Even know that he was one of the first people growing on YouTube, and he really started the genre. And if you do know him and you still wish to support him, he has a company called Empire Breeding Co. and a YouTube channel where there's only one video up, but it's a video. I just think he's one of the most important people in the scene that's not recognized. Well, that's the end of the video. Let me know if you made it to the end, and until next time, peace!
She said I could have it. 2016 little bitch, I'm a savage. Johnny Depp's to a bitch, make all the baggage. Then I feel like I'm a fucking bandit. RIP, just walk got perks in the cabinet. Sold them off on my session.